So now today we are going to have a panel discussion about Laravel Live Japan. We want to know what this event is, why are we holding this thing, and few other questions that we'd like to know. So just a reminder, every one of you can participate in this event. So how you can do is you can simply ask the questions. I will simply share the link to the Discord afterwards. So you can simply join the Discord. Either you can choose, there are two channels for Laravel Live Japan or questions. You can post your questions in any of the channels, and then we'll have our moderator, we'll have our panelist, Ryuta-san and David, answer those questions. So let me introduce you to Ryuta-san and David. Let me call both of them to the stage. Let's give a big round of applause. So in the meantime, while we are preparing for the things, so please join the Discord. If you have not joined, simply scan the link over there, and then you can see there are some channels like PHP-Tokyo, Laravel Live Japan. So you can join any of the channels. Don't worry if you don't know English or if you don't know Japanese. We have separate channels for both of the situations. You can join the particular channel that you, I mean, like the language that you speak, and you can ask the questions in your own language, and that will be automatically translated to English. I mean, like we support only Japanese and English, but that will be translated back and forth. So that is the basic information. So now let's get started with few of the predefined questions. So my first question, I want everyone to know what exactly is Laravel Live Japan.
Okay, Laravel Live Japan is um, international Laravel conference in Japan, and it's officially hosted by the Laravel team. Even though it's called Laravel Live Japan, it's basically Laracon Japan. The name doesn't really matter. So it's truly Laracon vibes, and um, we're gonna have attendees and speakers from all around the world, of course from Japan as well. So this is the event to connect the PHP and Laravel community in Japan with the rest of the world. You know, in Japan, there is PHP conference almost every month somewhere in Japan. It's only Japan. It's crazy. So PHP community in Japan is crazy, but no one knows about it outside of Japan because the PHP community in Japan is kind of closed within Japan. So, but also, as you saw in the previous slides, there are so many people from outside of Japan who are interested in coming to Japan and connect with the PHP community in Japan. So this is the event to connect the PHP and Laravel community with the rest of the world. So, and we also have many Laravel team members and a couple of like legendary people from the Laravel community. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, in terms of what the event is, I think Ryuta just described it very well. I have one thing to add here, which is kind of a personal thing, but it's about the community in Japan being kind of closed off. So for me personally, I join many PHP conferences in Japan, and it's often that I'm the only foreigner there. But nevertheless, I always feel welcome, and I kind of wanted to give other foreigners, like foreign engineers, the same experience. And on the other hand, giving Japanese engineers the chance to interact with foreign engineers. So that is one of the main reasons also why this event is happening next year.
Thank you. So next question. So how did the idea of this event actually start?
Okay. So I've always wanted to bring or have a Laravel conference, international Laravel conference in Japan since when I attended Laracon US a while ago. And David and myself attended Laracon Australia last year, November last year, and then we attended the conference and we really enjoyed and we got inspired from all of the speakers and people, and we just talked about the idea of uh, kind of international PHP and Laravel community in Japan, and bring Laracon to Japan. And we just two of us started the conversation in Australia.
Yeah, so yeah, for me also, like Laracon Australia, it was until now the only Laracon I attended. So I'm kind of a rookie compared to Ryuta, but yeah, we were talking even before that, I think. Like sometimes we were saying it would be nice if we had like a Laravel related event in Japan. And for me, it was always like, well, there are Laracons, there is one in India and there is one in Australia, but both are very far away from Japan. And so I was always wondering if there was a possibility to have a Laracon or a Laravel Live in East Asia, or more specifically in Japan. And yeah, after meeting Ryuta and after we went to Australia, we talked to many people in the community, but also to core team members of Laravel. And we didn't know it at that time, but we kind of, it was more half jokingly. We said, "What if we could bring the Laravel or Laracon experience to Japan as well?" And we got very positive feedback. Many people were interested, and they basically said they would book a flight to Japan instantly if we had an event like that. And so that was kind of the spark, I guess. So we kind of felt like we have to make it happen.
Thank you. So let's move on to the next question. So why do you think that now is the right time to host Laravel live in Japan?
Why? Because I met David, and also I joined the Laravel team last year, and I can get support from the Laravel team. And if you don't know, Laravel is actually a company, even though it's a open source framework. So there's a company behind it, and they we have an event marketing team here in Laravel to support organizing conferences and meetups like this. That's why Laravel sponsors this meetup as well, and we have basically full support from them. So we don't have to worry about, hard things like booking the venue and or managing monies and stuff like that. We can focus on, basically organizing the event and make it an awesome event. So it was, everything come together and it's just the, right timing.
Yeah, I agree. Like from a practical standpoint, I think it was because, well, at that time Ryuta also joined Laravel, so that obviously helped a lot. But also, I think if you think a little bit like further, currently Japan is kind of experiencing like a wave of tourism again, I guess. So the interest in Japan as a country itself is great right now. So, and I expect a lot of people who will be attending Laracon Live and also the speakers themselves, they will probably not only come like for 2 days to Japan, so they will probably also like spend a few more days or combine it with holidays in Japan. And yeah, I hope they will have a great time and experience not only the conference itself, but also yeah, the hospitality and the country itself.
Sounds really great. So let's move on to next question. So all right. So we are organizing a very big conference. So Laracon is a very big conference. So it's not a small thing. So how has this been so far?
Yeah, it's been so challenging because none of us had any experiences, organizing conferences. We just hosted a few PHP Tokyo meetups, and like we had to find venues, and we had no ideas which venue is good for this conference. Um, and we shortlisted a couple of venues and visited those venues in person. Also, because even though Laravel is an event officially, because Laravel is an American company, we couldn't book the venue directly through Laravel. So we had to find an event agency who can sign the contract in behalf of us, also handle all the technical things like lightning, audio, video, stuff like that. And yeah. So it's a lot of work just to book the venue. So we learned a lot along the way. So now I really respect other PHP and any tech conference organizers.
Yeah, the one thing I think I learned from this experience so far is that everything takes way longer than you expect. So, like going back and forth with different companies and parties, and it's just like I think in the beginning we kind of thought we could organize a venue or something like within a month or two, and well, turns out it takes almost like half a year. So yeah, that has been yeah, a learning point, I guess. And also the other challenging thing was like we had no experience at all, no feeling for like the pricing of things. How much would something cost? We had no idea, and we learned it by basically yeah, just comparing different offers from different companies and kind of get a feel for the pricing, I guess. So yeah, I guess that's about it.
Thank you. So let's move on to next one. So how did the team come together? So did you all know each other before this?
So like you saw the tweet, like my tweet on Twitter. So like I just tweet about, is anyone interested in this Laravel conference in Japan? And then a lot of people reach out to me, and I started a Discord server, and you know, the PHP Tokyo organizer team, came together and just started talking about it. So we didn't know each other other than David and myself. So everyone's new to each other, but uh, everyone loves Laravel. So that's the common thing we had. Um, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I was just so surprised that like one day we were talking and we just decided to create the Discord server and to call out for people. And yeah, I was so surprised. I honestly didn't expect anybody to show up. So even more surprising was that like within the first week or what, like more than 70 people joined the Discord server. That was yeah, very surprising.
Sounds interesting. So let's move to next phase. So like we are organizing Laravel Live Japan. So what can the participants expect from this particular event? So in terms of the content, maybe will they learn something new, something, some great speakers, or maybe some sort of atmosphere?
Um, we just launched the website, and we haven't decided any speakers yet. But we're gonna launch talk CFP form, so anyone can submit for talk. And like this event, we're gonna have live translation between Japanese and English. So don't worry about language. So you can give a talk in Japanese or English. So we're looking for your talk submissions, and also I think we're gonna have a couple of speakers from the Laravel team as well, and Taylor Otway, the creator of Laravel, is very interested in coming to Japan because he loves Japan. Um, so I will convince him to come to Japan. So it's a rare opportunity, I think, to meet him in person and ask questions, anything about Laravel framework. Um, and in terms of the venue, it's a huge venue, like you saw in the previous slides. Um, it has a big stage and a very nice soft chair. Also, it's a single track conference so that everyone can experience the same thing. And we're gonna have a MC to to host the event. Um, yeah, and I think I'd love to have some social events as well so that everyone can talk to each other and connect with each other. And maybe we're gonna have, of course, after party, but not also after parties. Maybe we can have pre and post conference events like mini social events. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So in terms of the program itself, there's not much decided yet. But yeah, I think what you can expect if you watch any videos online of some Laravel lives or Laracons, you might get an idea of what you can expect. So we will make sure the talks are an interesting mix of different things. And yeah, and as Ruta said, it's an opportunity to connect and talk to people from the community from outside of Japan, from the core team, and yeah, I think it will. The stage is amazing. The venue is amazing. Um, Around the venue, there are many great like coffee shops and restaurants, and yeah. So I think you will have a great time.
Thank you. Sounds really great. So I think Hamasaki-san just covered this thing. So yeah, we are expecting some international speakers. So let me skip this question and move to the next one. So one of the very important questions. So who is this event for? So is it only for some Laravel experts or someone who is already completely used to with Laravel, or someone who is completely newbie to Laravel or PHP? Also, they can enjoy and join and learn.
I want to make it an event for any like web developers, whether you're an expert or you just got started. We want to have a mix of different kind of topics in terms of talks, like very deep technical talks to maybe soft skills or maybe front end or I don't know, business side of things. So not only the very deep technical talks. And even though conferences are not just about talks. Actually, you can watch talks online later, but I think it's more about you know connecting with people. So I'm sure, and you don't have to be an expert of Laravel to enjoy the conference.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say just yeah, like the vibe or雰囲気 in Japanese, I guess, is equally important as the talks themselves. Obviously, you will learn new things probably. You will hear some news from Laravel probably. But there are other things besides the technical things. Like you said, like soft skills. Typically on Laracons, you have maybe one or two talks that are more into the business side or more into soft skills rather than technical. But yeah, as I said before, we will make sure it is interesting for all levels of expertise, I guess.
Just a second, please. Uh, yeah, thank you so much. So this is what I have been seeing in the Twitter as well. So after Laracon, many of the people express similar thoughts about this event. It's not just about learning something new, rather than it's about talking and meeting new people and getting mind with lots and lots of new ideas. Okay, so next one. So why did we particularly choose this venue, Tachikawa Stage Garden, and why Tokyo? Japan is a big country. There are lots and lots of beautiful cities over here. Why not another city in Japan? Why did we specifically choose Tokyo?
And I mean, I personally, maybe it doesn't have to be Tokyo. Personally, I'd love to do it in other cities like Fukuoka, which I love in the future. But because this is the first event, and I think Tokyo is the most convenient option for everyone. And and in Tokyo, Tachikawa. Tachikawa is not a very popular destination, especially for developers or conferences. But one thing um, we're looking for the venue was that we wanted to have a venue like a theater setting, not just like a normal conference room in a business building. Because after attending all the outcomes around the world, I really liked about vibes and the venue was that the venue was more like an like one person venue, not like business conference room. And there's a kind of big stage. It's so for me, it's more like an festival or yeah, things like that, not just the conference. So we're looking for this kind of venue, and I couldn't find a good venue in the central area in Tokyo. And if there is a one, it's very expensive. And I just found that from Swift community, there's a conference called Try Swift Tokyo, and they had a conference in this venue in Tachikawa, and I live very near Tachikawa, just 5 minutes from my place. So I just went to Tachikawa right after seeing the tweet from Try Swift, and I saw the venue, and I really loved it. So, so that's basically why.
So I guess you don't want to admit that it's just convenient for you then. No, he's right. I mean, we went to see a few other places as well, and most of them were just very, how should I say, like somewhere in a high-rise building, like a conference center, and it was kind of boring almost. So it was not really inspiring. It didn't have enough space for people to like mingle and network. Sometimes it lacked space for the sponsor booths, or there were other like rules like you cannot bring like drinks or whatever. So there was always, and also the price, of course. So there was always something that was missing, that we experienced, especially like in Australia. So we were looking specifically for a place that kinda has the same atmosphere, I guess. And Tachikawa is literally like that. So the first time we went to see Tachikawa Stage Garden, we both immediately we knew that okay, yeah, we wanted this place. Yeah.
Sounds really great. So I have been to Tachikawa once, and can say Tachikawa is really beautiful place, and having event in such beautiful place would be really a blessing. So let's move on to next question. So Laravel Live is all about the community. So how can the people get involved in this event?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that are not decided yet. Well, first of all, by simply joining and participating in the conference, of course, basically showing up there is already an important part in terms of like together the community from Japan and from overseas. So that's the first step. In terms of helping out or something, there's I don't know if we are looking for volunteers maybe down the road. If we need volunteers, obviously we will announce that, but that's currently not yet decided. Um, And then obviously there are other things like sponsoring, but again, it's not decided yet how exactly this will be happening. But announcement related to that will come soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you covered everything.
Okay.
Thank you. That was a very important question, and thank you so much for answering it nicely. So, I think this somehow or other relates to the same thing. I think you basically already answered this, but like there is some question in the Discord that I can see something associated with the speakers. So, can you shed some light about this thing? So, how will the CPF be managed? What kind of CPF are we expecting? And then, like, what is the deadline for this thing?
Okay, we're planning to open CFP soon. The live translation is not working for now, for example. But so we're gonna open CFP next month. CFP 来月オープンします。started working.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So you can submit any types of talks, and you can submit as many talks as you want. So pretty much the same as other PHP or any tech conferences. So we're waiting for your talks proposals. And in terms of being involved in as volunteers and sponsors, I think David covered it. But we're going to open the sponsor application soon as well. And so we're going to have sponsors and many other kind of sponsors, maybe like Wi-Fi sponsors, things like that. Yeah, and definitely we need some native Japanese speakers as volunteers to talk to Japanese attendees, like registrations or Japanese volunteers, things like that. So yeah, stay tuned.
Thank you. So let's move on. So I think that basically covered all of the questions that we have on the Discord.
Time.
One more. So let's choose this one as our last question. So let's talk about the tickets. So when will the bookings be open? So I have another follow-up question as well, so which I would like to ask beforehand. So anything that we can share about the pricing model? Will there be any sort of like early bird tickets or maybe different kind of passes? So is there any plans about this pricing and the ticket model?
Yeah. So we're going to open ticket sales soon basically next month. Yes, soon, very soon. We're working hard on it. And in terms of pricing model, of course, I think we're going to have early bird tickets and normal ticket pricing. But don't really worry about the ticket pricing, because if you look at ticket pricing in other Laracons, like Laracon US, Australia, EU, it's very expensive. Like it costs about like 10万yen just for the tickets, which is crazy. But in Japan, it's not very common to pay that expensive money for the conference tickets. So we make sure it's affordable and accessible for Japanese people as well. Yeah. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, we negotiated hard to bring the prices down of the ticket, so don't worry. Yeah. Yeah. Regarding the sales start, November 13th, I think, was it?
Yeah.
Kind of around November 13th will the ticket start sale. Yep.
Okay, thank you so much. So that sounds a really amazing answer, because like if the tickets are going to be affordable, we can hope that more and more people will participate. So that's all for my questions. Even though we have few other questions, we don't have time. We need to save the time for the networking. So we will provide answers on the Discord. So I request everyone once more, please, I would like to share the QR to join the Discord. So please join the Discord server. You can add any sort of questions that you want to ask about this event, PHPxTKY, Laravel, or specifically Laravel Live Japan. So your questions will get answered over there. So that's all for our session for the question and answer. Thank you so much, Hamasaki-san and David, for answering the questions. So yeah, thank you so much. So thank you.
ありがとうございました。